Hi everyone, you're all very welcome to our first webinar. My name is Fortunate Ingabire. I'm co-hosting this with Diana and Lilian Kalisa. So quickly, I'll introduce myself. My name is Fortunate Ingabire. I'm so humbled that you all could make it for this webinar today. I'm here with Diana and Lilian. Quickly, we are very passionate about women, and it's one of the reasons that we are here today. We have a couple of things that we're going to be tackling. It's going to be 3 sessions. The first one being on planning, which we are having today. The next one will be on health, and the other will be on healing. We hope that you'll enjoy the session, but most importantly, that you will pick nuggets here and there that you can implement as we go forward. Professionally, I'm a lawyer. I work with Airtel Uganda. I'm a casual writer, very passionate about mental health. So I'm a mental health enthusiast. And in my free time, I do mental health support. I will now allow Lilian to introduce herself. She's a doctor and family physician, but she will give all the other details. Lilian, kindly introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Can you hear me, Fortunate?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I am Lilian Kalisa, like Fortunate has said. So my middle name is Nabukera. So I'm Lilian Nabukera Kalisa. I'm a family physician, and but also with a background in public health. A mother and a wife of over 10 years. I am the CEO of H3, which is Hope Health Healing, as we shall learn. And it's not because of my profile that I'm here. I'm here with these ladies because of my story that led me to start Hope Health Healing. And we shall get the details as we move along. This is mainly because of my story of previous trauma and loss. So I've started an association of women under Hope Health Healing that supports women that have gone through loss and trauma, enabling them to find wellness, find healing, and find true health according to the WHO definition of health. So health is not just that I don't have a disease, but that I have emotional, physical, and social well-being according to WHO. So that's it that I mainly do. And because of my story, I've realized that living an unhealthy life is 90% of the time in our lives. So I'm happy to join with Diana and Fortunate to have this opportunity to speak to women in planning their health and healing as a lifestyle. So I want to welcome Diana to give us the gist of today's presentation. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you, Lilian, and good evening to everybody. I'm very happy to be here as well. And just to introduce myself, my name is Diana Sekaja Bagarukayo. I'm an economist, and I've been working in the education sector for the last almost 20 years on education. But I'm also a co-founder of an organization called Phenomenal Women Global, which is a global network. It's a global network of women. We have offices in Geneva and in Kampala. We bring women together to mentor them, to build their capacity. And we also have an education branch. So I'm the co-founder. In addition to that, I am also an author of a book called Dream It Possible. I love to plan. I love to manage finances and plan my life. So I've authored this book, and it's what we'll be sharing. I'll be sharing a bit of tidbits from the book as we talk about financing. So together with Lilian and Fortunate, we'll be sharing with you on women wellness, but also in particularly on how we can plan better for our lives. So thank you, and you're all welcome. Okay, allow me to proceed and just share with you a screen. I'll kindly ask that you all mute, and those who are not muted, kindly do so that we can hear each other. We hope that this session will be about an hour, just to give you enough time. And as Fortunate had shared before, this is the Woman Wellness and Planning series. And these are the three women that you've seen today: myself, Lillian, and Fortunate. We'll be taking you through this series for the next couple of weeks. To give you a bit of a highlight about what it comprises of, we've organized 3 sessions, 3 webinars. The first one is on planning, which is today. And then next month, on the last Thursday of the month, we will have a session on managing your health, which will be led by Dr. Lillian. And the last session will be healing, that will be led by Fortunate. So these are 3 webinars that aim at supporting women such that we thrive in our lives and not just survive. And these are the critical areas that we felt as women, we need to ensure that we are healthy, that we've healed from any past trauma or any mishaps in our life, but also that we plan our lives. And lastly, it will culminate into a brunch. So after the 3 webinars, we'll have a physical meetup in July. So that is what this series look like. And we hope and pray that it will be beneficial for you and your lives will be transformed in many aspects or in the different areas of your life where you need support. So allow me to jump right into the next session, or the first session, which is on planning. And this is an area that I'm really, really, really passionate about. And I wrote a book, as I mentioned before. The book is called Dream It Possible. And it's really just a planning guide that takes you through how you can plan for your life, planning for the different spheres in your life, planning for the different things, the different aspects in your life. It's a practical tool. So together with the book, there's a 5-week mastermind that you go through to help you plan for your life in all the aspects, and even to plan for some of the unplannable. So today I just want to share with you some of the aspects. Our topic is planning for your life. So I'll be sharing with you a few tidbits from the book. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat so that once I'm done with my short presentation, which is about 15, 20 minutes, once I'm done, then we can go through the questions. So when I think about planning my life, or when we think about planning our lives, there are 5 things, or five key steps that we should look at. And these key steps can be summarized by the word dream. Now, most people look at dreaming as a fuzzy word for people who want to escape from the reality or who are not living in the present. But dreaming is really part of planning, and it's the first step before you plan. Many times I find that in Uganda, we are really moving from hand to mouth. You know, the first thing on your agenda is your children's fees, if you're a parent, paying for your rent. And many times we're kind of in a rat race, moving up and down, moving from one thing to another, without taking time to plan our lives, without taking time to sit and first map out where we're going. All these things, whether it's school fees, whether it's a family home, whether it's a holiday, whether it's your career, all these things can be planned. Sometimes things don't go exactly according to the plan that you might have in life, but it is better to have a plan in place than to completely move around, without any plan. Just like if you're making a trip, like this weekend should be a long weekend. I think we have Eid coming up. We have Labor Day coming up. It's a long weekend. What are you doing for the weekend? Do you have any plans? How are you going to effectively use, the 3 days of the holiday? If you're traveling to the village, you need to know, how am I traveling? Who am I going with? Which vehicle? Which route are we using? What do I need to pack? So planning is part of life. Some people say that they're not planners. They do things on the spur of the moment, but you may not write it down, but you're actually planning. The minute you're trying to move from one destination to another, it is a plan. So what we want to share with you today is for you to consciously plan your life. Yes, there'll be ups and downs, but we can also see how to deal with those. So just to take you through the different steps, and we'll not discuss them all today. As I said, this is just a snapshot into what planning entails. So the 5 steps go by the acronym DREAM. And the first step is Dare to Dream. So the D is dream. And you can always remember this word. When you're going through your own planning, please remember to dream. Dare to dream. The second step is know your reality. So the R is reality. Reality is a self-check. It's an honest conversation with yourself about who am I, where am I, what's my situation currently when you look at yourself. So when we look at step 2, reality, it's just looking at yourself in the mirror and being honest with yourself. So being honest with the things you don't do well, with your flaws, being honest with your setbacks, being honest with your challenges. But at the same time, it's also recognizing who you are. What are your strengths? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What are your achievements so far in life? So that is step 2, to be honest with yourself and look into yourself. Because many times, why this is important is many times we dream things up, but we never look at where are we now. You keep saying, I want to buy a Land Rover, but you don't even have a bicycle, or you don't even have a Spacio. So reality is just a reality check. Where am I in my life? You need to know where you are in order to see where you're going to get to. Yeah. The next step is to envision. Envision is about seeing yourself, seeing where you want to be. And here, the most important thing is to look at the different aspects in our life. We have different spheres. Some people call them spheres. Some people call them seasons, or different drawers, whatever terminology you call it. But what are the different spheres in your life? So for us women, first of all, we have the family, which is an important sphere in your life. Your family or your relationship, that is a social sphere. You have your career or your business, your work. That's another sphere. You have your health. You may have your spiritual life as well. They're all the different aspects. And as we plan our life, it's important for us to look at all the different aspects, not just to focus on one, because if you focus on your career and you don't focus on your health, at some point you'll find you'll get a nervous breakdown because you're working so hard at work or in your business, but you're not taking care of your physical health or your mental health. Many times you can also focus so much on your business and not take care of your family, and yet when you're older and your kids have grown up, you look back and you didn't spend enough time with your family. So it's one thing to have all these spheres, but it's another thing to balance them out. So envisioning is looking at all the spheres of your life and visioning and planning and seeing where is it that I want to go. What are my goals as far as family is concerned? What are my goals as far as my health is concerned? You know, do I want to maintain a certain weight? Do I want to get off red meat? You know, you set your goals there for each of the spheres and go into details on how you can get there. Step 4 is action. Action it. Now, when you look at dreaming, all of us can dream. Many of us can dream. We're great dreamers. But the key thing with dreaming and achieving is the action. So even in my book, when I talk about Dream It Possible, it's not about just dreaming and setting all these unachievable goals. The key is action. And that's why I have put action in a different color. Whatever plans you have, it doesn't matter if you don't action them out, if you don't start taking small steps to achieve your goals. The difference between you and the next person is action. We can have the same dreams. We're both going to Ginger, but me who has ordered a car, put in fuel, packed my bags, booked a hotel, called up my friends, got a babysitter, I'm more likely to succeed than you who has said, I'm going to Ginger, but you have not detailed it out and you have not taken any action. There are things which inhibit us from taking action, and we'll speak about it another time. But many times, the first obvious one that inhibits us from taking action is fear. Many of us are scared. You know, you're just scared about the what ifs. You know, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if something happens? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not successful? You know, the what ifs can be 1,000, they can be 1,000,000. But the key thing there is to recognize that you have a lot of support. So as much as you have many barriers to take action, including fear, including resources, including time, all these can be addressed. The last step is to mobilize. So in the dream, as I said, each letter has its acronym. If you remember the acronyms, you'll always be able to plan. We have said you dream, you look at your reality, you envision, you action out, and then you mobilize resources. And here we have all kinds of resources. The first is financial. Many people think financial. Yes, money is important. It's important in financing some of the goals that we have. But many times it's not only money. You need also the right people. And the people can come in different forms. You might need accountability partners. You might need business partners. You might need a motivational coach. You might need a pastor or a preacher. You might need a prayer mate. There are different people who you may need. So step 5 is for you to mobilize and say, okay, I have my dream. I have my goal. How do I get there? And what do I need? You know, do I need money? Do I need a coach? Do I need a friend? Do I need to be in the right networks? For example, I know there are so many networks out there. Depending on what your goal and your dream is, you might need to join some of these networks. There's Rotary, there's Mothers Union, there's BNI. Which network? G4G, Phenomenal Women Global. There's so much. Which network are you in? And how does it facilitate your dreams? So those are the 5 critical steps that I wanted to share with you about planning for your dream. And we'll just touch a little bit on the first step today. The first step is dream, as I said, dare to dream. And I was reading John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test, this week. And one of the things that he says in that book is you need to have clarity on what your dream is. Yes. And remember, these are dreams in all the different spheres, or it could be just one big dream. My fellow co-founder, Lisa Sekaja, I think she's on the forum. Her dream is to grow Phenomenal Women Global, to be a global movement of women, particularly women of color, and to support women to be strong in their career and in their family lives. And she's been working together with me and other women have been working on this dream. As I mentioned, we already have 2 offices in Geneva and in Uganda, but we also have focal points in the US, in Zimbabwe, in the UK, in Italy. So as we work, the dream starts coming to pass. And this is something which started like 3 years ago. But we have seen thousands of women join. We have had conferences in different parts of the world. And it simply started from someone saying, this is my dream. I want to do this. And once she shared the dream with people, people came on board. So I came on board, and people, you know, women in these different countries came on board to say, okay, I will be your focal point in this country. What do we need to do? So the key step here was, one, she started with a dream, and the dream has picked up. Yeah, despite all the challenges, despite all the roadblocks, despite all the naysayers, once you've identified your dream and you've identified, you know, your resources, you've mobilized your resources, the people, the money, the manpower, the technical skills, etc., these dreams come to pass. So the first step is, what is your dream? And many times we get confused with our dream. You have to be careful, or you need to mind that you are actually doing your dream, because many times you're doing your parents' dream. You haven't started pursuing your dream. You know, you did medicine, you became a doctor, or you did sciences. Your parents said, okay, if you do sciences, you do medicine, and you find that you're a doctor, and you could be working in a hospital. But do you wake up with that energy? Do you wake up with that spark? Are you excited? Is it what you want to do? Do you want to heal people? Or are you sitting in a hospital thinking, oh my God, when is the day ending? I hope there are no sick people coming. You know, like, I just want to leave. Many of us have been in those situations where you're not clear what your dream is. So you find yourself in a job, you find yourself in a relationship, you find yourself starting a business, which is not your dream. It's somebody else's dream. You know, they have said maybe, I don't know what, maybe children's clothes now is trending. It makes a lot of money, and you rush there, you open a shop, but you never want to sit in a shop. You're not interested in children's clothes. You know, yes, you could be chasing the money, but is that your dream? So the first step is, what is your dream? Be clear on the dream. If you don't have a dream, you will find yourself serving other people. You will find yourself helping other people meet their dreams, but never really meeting yours. And this is a common thing. I see it many times. I share an idea with someone, they love it, they buy in, and they come on board. But it's my dream. And we're working together, but it's my dream. You have not yet discovered what your dream is. So that's one thing that I want us to think about. And maybe this would be even your assignment, is, what is your dream? I'm not asking you what your job is. I'm not asking you who you are or whatever. What is your dream? When you close your eyes at night and think, and, you know, what are you thinking about? What is it that keeps you awake? What is it that keeps you happy? What is it that you see if you were to retire, or if you were to pass on, God forbid? What is it that you'd want people to say? That, hey, this lady, she really did a good job serving Uganda in New York. Oh, this lady, she was a top farmer, you know? Like, what exactly do you want people to say about you? And what is your dream? So that's my key question to you, because as I said, many of us are moving in people's dreams. And it's okay to support people. I've not said don't support, but you can support people, help them with their dream, help them grow it, but also know what is your dream. Either you share the same dream, or you have certain aspects, you know, that you do more. So for example, myself, again, I'm the co-founder of Phenomenal Women. I'm passionate about women, and I'm supporting in that vision. But my real deepest passion is actually supporting girls go to school, supporting girls get skills. And because of that, within Phenomenal Women, we have started the Education Scholarship Program. So so within the bigger dream, I'm most passionate about ensuring that girls go to school, especially in countries like Uganda, whereby if a girl has reached secondary school in a village, then she has really worked, then she has really done well, because she has fought against all odds, against rape, violence, against child labor. So those are the people I would love to support and say, let's support those ones, because they have tried. They have really, really, really tried against all odds and not got married and not got pregnant, etc. So that is my passion, to support education, to support people gaining skills. So as much as I'm in Phenomenal Women, I work on girls' education, I work on skilling, I skill people during my free time, during my holidays, on various vocational skills. So support people with their dreams, but be clear on what your dream is, what the bigger picture is. Also, can you see it? Can you see your dream, as I said? And an activity which I find very interesting is doing a dream board. Dream board helps you to see what your dream is. It helps you envision it. And to be honest, if you can see it, you can achieve it. I've done a dream board. I've done 2 so far. I'm going to do my 3rd one. My first one, I did it with my kids and family. We got one board similar to the board you see here. We divided it into, I think, 7 pieces, and each of us stuck what our dreams are. And I can tell you that we've been ticking them off. Tick, tick, tick. Because what envisioning does is every day when you wake up and look at it, you think about it. Some people call it the law of attraction. You think about it, that energy draws you to walk in that direction. If your dream is to build an apartment and you stick an apartment on a piece of paper, every day you look at it, you'll find people and resources begin to draw towards you. Yes, I've seen someone share Habakkuk 2:2. Exactly. You'll see resources draw towards you. So envisioning is important. I've done a dream board with my kids. We did it many years ago. They had simple dreams for, in their case, like a watch, like a phone, but this is a 5-year-old or 7-year-old, and they've ticked those boxes of places you want to go, things you want to do. I've done it, and I can tell you that it works, because it's really about the power of focus, focusing your vision, focusing your dream, seeing it clearly.
Okay.
Another thing that I want to also share about
Sabuna Modena.
So another thing I want to share, in addition to doing your dream board, is share your dreams with people. Not with everybody, but share your dreams with people, because many times you find that you have common dreams or you have common things you want to do, and you can pool resources, you can partner to achieve the things which are common in your dreams. So in addition to doing your dream board, have an opportunity to share. Personally, we do this in small groups. I've done this in various small groups where we have shared our dreams, we have found areas of commonality, and we go ahead and do that. One of my dreams was to build an apartment block. I kept seeing apartments. I was like, who are these people who own apartments? Where do they get the money from? And I shared with about 5 people. And they were like, but this doesn't seem like rocket science. Let's do it. That was last year, November, I think. Was it November? But as I speak, we are roofing. As I speak, we are roofing. This seemed like an impossibility because neither of us could afford one apartment. But when we put ourselves together, we actually had resources, and where we didn't have resources, we mobilized resources. And today we are roofing. You might have seen it maybe on Manuela Molondo's Facebook page. But if you look at it in Kira, so this is something which has come to pass. So plan, set your dreams, share your dreams, see them clearly. Do you have your dreams mapped out? And here I'm talking about looking, depending on your age, there is where you want to be at 70, you know? Are you retired in Masaka district? Are you retired in Intungamo? Wherever you are, there's where you want to see yourself at 70. There's where you want to see yourself at 50. There's where you want to see yourself at 30. Map it out and say, this is where I want to be, and begin to work towards that. Begin to work towards all those different aspects. So that's really what I wanted to share with you about dreaming. As I mentioned, dreaming is just the first step. And many times, of course, people say, many times people say, oh, you know, in Uganda, we are on what? Hand to mouth, we're hustling. How do we begin to dream? But as I said, dream is not only that big goal. That's the first step. But there are little things like planning for your family, planning for your children's school fees. You know, I know people who have said when their child is 3 years old, they have said, I want my child to go to the UK. And they're saying that when their child is 3, but they're like, I want them to go to the UK for university. Now imagine if your child is 3 and they're going to university when they're 20. You have 17 years to save. You have 17 years to line up an insurance. You have 17 years to start that business, to work, to contribute to that bigger vision. But many of us, we reach and our child is suddenly 17, and then you're like, now what do we do? Obviously, you can't do the dream education because you didn't plan for it. So please set up dreams, envision, and then start to action it. So allow me to stop there. I think that is step 1, really, of our planning process. I want to stop there and maybe open it up to questions, as well as hand over to Fortunate and to Dr. Lillian. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Those were very insightful tips on planning and dreaming. Maybe just as a question to the ladies on the call, how many of us have dream boards? If you could share in the chat room. How
Okay, so Fortunate was saying how many people have dream boards? By show of hands or?
Joanita says she has one. Anyone else? Well, I guess it's an opportunity for all of us to commit to dreaming going forward. So thank you very much, Diana. There's a question asked by someone that how do you plan when you have no finances or no expectation for finances for that matter?
Okay, I can go ahead and answer that. As we receive a number of questions. How do you plan when you don't have any money or any expectation of money? I think the first thing is to still have the plan, start with the plan. Because even if you got money now, and then you start to plan, you'll be working backwards. You know, like if now I give you $1 million, okay, not $1 million, even 2 million shillings. If I give you 2 million shillings and you don't have a plan, you'll not know what to do with it. You'll think, okay, let me pay school fees for the children. No, let me pay my debts. No, let me buy something new. I've not shopped for a long time. And it goes all haphazard. So the first thing is first have the plan. First have the plan. Once you have the plan in terms of what it is you want to do, then mobilize the appropriate resources. Yeah. So I don't know what example I can give. What example can I give? If you want to build a house, let's just say you want to build a house, your family home, and you're saying, okay, I don't have money. First have the plan. Where is the home? What's the size of the home? Know how much land costs. Know how much construction costs. Speak to other people who have built their home so that they tell you, you know, maybe you need 30 million or you need, depending on what kind of vision you have. But first start with the plan. Once you have the plan, begin to then see how much does it cost. So if I want to build a house, maybe a basic house, these days I see plots for 11 million and all that. There are these adverts in the newspapers. So let's say the plot of land is 11 million. Let's say the cost of land, the cost of basic foundation and all that is 40 million. So I need 50 million. But I have planned, I have seen, I need land, I want to build a house. Location, I'm going to look at Gayaza somewhere and get a plot of 10 million. Building the house is 40. Now work backwards. I've said I need about 50 million. 50 million, if I'm to build in a year, that means I need, I don't know, 4 million a month, and that might not be my reality. So maybe I'm going to do it in 3 years, you know? And if I'm going to do it in 3 years, then I plan, first stage is just buying land or just looking for land. Second stage is buying cement and storing it. So it's about really planning and then mapping it out to see how much time do I need and what resources. Now, in terms of how to get the resources, I think that's a topic on its own because one, are you employed? If you are employed, then your salary is your source of income. But in addition to your salary, do you have a side business or a side hustle that can bring you more income? In addition to your side hustle, which can bring you more income, what skills or talents do you have? You know, I had a friend who used to work in Ginger the time they were constructing the dam. And she was there, I think, as a tourist officer or, you know, in her technical capacity. But in addition, every morning when she would go to work, she would make sandwiches from her home in a sandwich maker because she knew this was AES dam, because she knew in the office, people want to eat in the morning. Breakfast or lunch takes long. Most people have not eaten. All these bachelors have not eaten. So she would make nice ham sandwich in a sandwich maker. Loaf of bread is 3K, ham is 5K, but with that 8K, it would transform into like 50K because she has made sandwiches. So once you have a plan and you have a budget and you know your figure, you then begin to get creative on what can I do to raise this money. Thank you, Fortunate. Let me stop there.
Okay, thank you, Diana. There's another question from Patricia that how does one deal without a support system? Do you push the dream on your own alone?
I think we have to look for support systems, and our support system may not always be from the people who we expect it to be most. For example, if you're married, as a married woman, you would think that your partner should be your support system, your obvious first support system. You would think that your partner should help you achieve your dream. I think that is the ideal and that is the reality. And if you are blessed enough and you understand each other and you have shared each other's dreams and you can support each other's dreams, that is the ideal. You know, you would first start from home. Two things I want to say about that. Many times we don't share our dreams with our partners and we may not have the same dreams. You know, for example, me and my spouse, we have common dreams, but we also have different dreams. So whereas we may have a common vision for the family and where we see ourselves, we each have our personal dream because of the career that we're in, or because of, where our talent and passion and God-given purpose is. But we share and we know, so that I know, okay, his dream is this business. And maybe when we save some money, we are supporting that business this time. But next time it's mine, you now support my little business. So it's about sharing, first of all. But if you don't get that space at home, I think there are 1,000 other networks that can become your accountability, that can become your support, your encouragers. There are many women groups. There are many business networks where you meet ambitious people who are also moving at a fast pace, who you can easily tag team with. Your support group may be your crew or your, what do they call it? Your church fellowship group. It may be your girls. So please find what exactly your dream is and who can support, which networks, and go out there and meet. Many times it is a stranger. I will tell you with our apartment block, the first people that jumped in were strangers. The first people that supported were strangers. It wasn't family as we expected, but we shared a vision and people bought in and liked it. And now the friends are as good as family. So please, depending on what it is, you can find people who support you. And it doesn't have to be many people. It can even be 1 or 2 people. I hope I've answered that. Thank you.
Yes, you have. Thank you. There's a question from Letitia that how does one overcome fear in pursuing their dreams?
Thank you. For me, being a Ugandan and having gone to Ugandan schools, I think many times our schools don't build our confidence also. And even some of us, our faith or our religion doesn't build our confidence because we are taught to fear, we are made to fear. But for me, the first thing in overcoming fear, and ladies, you can contribute to this as well, Dr. Lillian. The first thing for me in overcoming fear is faith, is God. I am a child of God. I am made in his image. He died for me. So there must be something inside of me. There must be some greatness that I have. I have a lot of fear, but ever since I was in school, even on my examination paper, I always write a scripture. I always write a word of encouragement, to give myself confidence and to remind myself who my Father is, and what he has done and the miracles he has done. So that is the confidence that I walk in, is that fear. So 1, look to your faith, look to your God to overcome fear. 2, as Fortunate says, affirm yourself, but also get people who affirm you. There are certain times people see things in you which you don't see, I've had people tell me, oh, you're good at this. Oh, I need you to help with this. And I'm like, how? Who? Me? And they're like, yes. When I met my husband the first time, he told me, you were so confident. I saw you walking across the pool in a swimming costume. And I was like, okay, what did you expect me to do? But I didn't realize that shows confidence. So there are people who affirm you and speak into you. Look for those people. Don't look for the ones who critique you. Don't look for people who are always trying to pull you down, but look for people who affirm you. Affirm yourself, have friends who affirm you, but also go ahead and try. Many times we fear that we will fail, and we will fail. We will fail, but failing is learning. When you fail, you learn, yeah? I've started many businesses and I fail. People only see the successful ones. I've been in different relationships and I've failed. You only see the successful one. But every time you fail, you learn. So even if you fear, just jump in and learn. When you fail, you take the notes. Hey, okay, this is why I failed. Then you continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. The other question is from Sharon. Her question is, how do you deal with people stealing your ideas?
Yes, I've heard this a number of times, and many of us also fear that sharing our ideas because someone will copy. But I think I have learned, personally, I've learned two things. One is that the market space is big enough. Many times the market space is big enough. Whatever your idea is, you will find you can still do it. It's not that, you know, once you tell someone, then that's gone. Many times the market space is big enough. Secondly, you are unique. So there's something that you will add. There's some added value because it is you. So even if you share, because now I've told you we've built apartments and you're, I don't know how many people on this forum. So tomorrow, a number of those apartments going to come up? Maybe, maybe not, but we're unique. You will do something different. You will add something different, yeah? So we shouldn't be scared all the time that, oh, they're going to steal, they're going to steal. Even us getting together, 3 women, you know, we're all passionate about supporting women, but we each have a unique gift and a unique talent that we add. So collaboration sometimes works. So don't fear. You can collaborate, you can differentiate yourself. You're different. You'll still add on something. Thanks, Fortunate.
All right, thank you, Diana. I don't think I see any other questions, unless anyone would like to unmute and ask. Anyone else that has a question before we close?
Fortunate, maybe I want to just clarify, not clarify, but add on to what Diana has said about the last point of someone duplicating your idea. What makes your dream different is your story. You can never have a story like another person. There's a reason as to why you got to that dream. There's a reason as to why Diana is doing what she's doing. There's a reason. There are so many doctors in Uganda, but there's a reason as to why I will sit and speak here about what I'm speaking, because of my story. Your story cannot be duplicated. Even if we built the same store, the same kids store, there's a reason as to why. Basically, what I'm trying to say is your story cannot be duplicated, and it's your story that will make your dream. So just to encourage you, lady, go back to sit with yourself, like Diana said. Don't do things because someone has done them. Do things because you're speaking to yourself, and then create your dream and create your purpose. And that is what is unique in it. There are so many daycares, there are so many schools, but there's a reason why people like Manuela Molondo will stand out, because she'll tell you where her story started, you know? I could go on and on and on. And then also to encourage a lady about finances, the first capital you have is your mind. We all think the first capital is money, but the first capital you will have to set your planning is your mind. So we have to deal with a mindset. We have to deal with what is it that I'm going to do tomorrow, next week, 5 years, 10 years from now. It starts with a mind. And I've learned that provision follows vision. So you will get the resources when you have written down the vision, like someone has quoted Habakkuk 2:2. Write it down and it all starts in the mind. And that's just to encourage a lady, even if you do not have money, you have a pen, you have a book, you have a phone, you know, you have something that you will start with. You have a Bible, you have a newspaper, you have a book, literature to read. Yeah, so provision follows vision. Start with working on your mind. I think that's what I wanted to add. Thank you so much, Diana, for the presentation.
Thank you, Lillian. I think my highlight there is that indeed provision follows vision. So I think the starting point, like Dana had pointed out, is to dream. And in dreaming, have your vision clear and then follow it, and then everything else will fall in place. Thank you so much, ladies. There's a question from Agatha on recovering from loss and that it's difficult. And I would like to first of all send my heartfelt sympathies and empathize with her, and then also emphasize that yes, it takes time, but healing does actually eventually happen. But then also that we shall handle it in more detail in the subsequent webinars and not in today's webinar. Yes, on this note, I would like to once again thank everyone that has taken time to attend this session. I see so many friends of mine on the call and my heart is full. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Phoebe, Anne, Gloria, Loyola, and everyone else. I'm so humbled by everybody that is on the call. Thank you, guys. Thank you for making it. And in our next session, we shall move away from just dreaming to keeping healthy so that we can be able to actually enjoy and live out our dreams. So we hope that we shall see you in the next sessions. And I also want to take this opportunity again to thank Diana and Lillian, especially Diana, for taking us through today's webinar. So we hope that we shall have you next month on Thursday, on the last Thursday of the month. But I'm going to allow Diana to just take us through the final details. Thank you once again. We are really humbled that you could make it. Diana, over to you.
Thank you, Fortunate. So maybe just before we end, as we have said, we'll have the next webinar next month, and we'll be hearing from Lillian about health, because as much as we've talked about planning, you can't do anything if you're not healthy, if you're unwell. So health is a really, really big area. So please keep in touch with us. I think we have all your contacts if you're registered. If you don't, get in touch with us or put your contacts in the chat. We will send you information on the next webinar. But before that, as we said, we'll have 2 webinars, and then we will have a Women Thrive branch. So we'll get together in July, meet physically, support one another. The venue will be communicated in the following webinar and also via email. You can also follow us individually on Facebook and on our different pages. I will ask Fortunate and Dr. Lillian to send or to put in their social media contacts, but we will also send you an email following this webinar with all our different contacts in case you would want to reach out to us on the different aspects of planning, health, and healing. But before I go, I also want to give you some homework, and that homework is really for you to do a dream board. I think we only had one hand up. Kindly, if you could do a dream board between now and our next webinar, it would help you to envision and also support you when we begin to talk about the other different stages, because we just started on stage 1. So for stage 1, I would like everyone to do a dream board. You can actually do a hard copy, like get a plywood or manila paper and just stick on magazine images, or you can do it on computer, just get a Word document and look for pictures that represent your vision and your goal. So please do that. And if you'd like to share with me, you're welcome to do so. I will leave my contacts in the chat. You can also share with us, or we'll share our contacts with you. So you can share your dream board, or just let us know that you have done it, so that by the time we have our next webinar, we are all on the same page and speaking from that point. So that's really the assignment that I wanted to give you. But otherwise, just to thank all of you. You can follow us. I've just put up the Facebook pages there. As we said, we are 3 women representing our different organizations. So mine is Phenomenal Women Global Geneva on Facebook. Please follow us. The recording, I think, is also being aired live on that page. Dr. Lillian is Hope Health Healing, page 3. You can also follow her on Facebook. And Fortunate is FAM, and her Facebook page is there, FM Ralinda. Please follow her on Facebook. So we'll share the video, we'll share the links, but thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. Thank you. And over to you, Fortunate, to close.
Thank you, ladies. It's been an honor. Have a lovely evening. Till next month. Bye. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
you,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Thanks for organizing.
Bye-bye. See you
Okay.
next month.
Jan and
Thank
Lillian,
you.
if you
Stay
can
on.
stay for a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you very much.